Hey guys, welcome to episode 10. And we have been discussing about the Apex trigger, its trigger-based practices, and solving a couple of examples of Salesforce Apex triggers. So in today's class, we're gonna solve the problem number 10, which is to write a trigger to prevent deleting account records with related opportunity records. So this trigger is something that is associated with account and related opportunities records. So we need to take care. We need to focus on these two objects. One is account and the second one is opportunity. These both of the objects are S objects of the Salesforce system. So these account and opportunity records, somehow they are related. Since account and opportunity, these objects are related. So opportunity is one of the child object of account object. So you don't need to create any sort of relationship as of now, since they are already related. So we just need to write a trigger where the associated opportunity object should be tested. If there is any associated opportunity records, it should prevent from deleting any sort of account records, any account records from the account object. For that, we need to keep in mind three things: trigger type, trigger context, and which objects that the trigger we are writing. This is before trigger, since it should prevent the user from deleting the account record before doing any sort of before removing the account records from the account object. So this is before trigger, and the trigger context is before delete. Again, we're writing the trigger on account object. I think these three are the very basic things we need to keep in mind before writing trigger, and we need to apply these concepts into the trigger code. So without delaying, let's go to the developer edition org and start writing the trigger. So let's go to the file, new Apex trigger, give any name to the trigger. Let me give scenario 10 as a name, and this trigger is going to be written on account object. So those 3 points was already answering what we're going to write in this section. Hit submit. Now the trigger framework is ready. Our trigger is scenario 10, and that is being written on account object, and the trigger type is not before, is before, is before, but it is a little bit different. The trigger context is not insert, it is delete. So it should stop the user from deleting the account record which are associated with account object. Let me specify the trigger context. Trigger is delete if somebody is trying to delete, and this is subtype is before. So in that case, trigger should fire. Again, I'm going to create a trigger handler class. This is the best practice of Salesforce. So write a Apex class, which is a trigger handler class. Let me give a name for that. Related opportunity trigger handler is my Apex class name. Hit OK. Now we are creating a trigger handler class, which is basically a Apex class. Public static void. I'm going to create a method on that class. Static void related opportunity. You can give any name, but remember that you are giving a meaningful name. I'm going to list out all the account records that is being passed from the trigger account list. Let me give any name here. So this account list is capturing the list of accounts that is being passed from scenario 10, that is the trigger. Let me go to the trigger class and call this trigger handler class. Now go back to the Apex class. This is the method. Let me copy it. And what I'm going to pass is trigger.word. This is because you can delete the record which are already existing there. You cannot delete the new records. I mean, which records not existing in your Salesforce org, which is not existing in your account object, you cannot delete that record. That's the common sense. So I'm going back to the trigger handler class. Here's the place where I need to write all the code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out all the opportunities which are related with the account object. So for that, I need to write a collection variable list for the opportunity record. That is list of opportunity. That let me write a SQL query, select ID, account ID from opportunity object, where account ID in, this is a little bit complicated. If you don't have the idea about the SQL query, so you need to master the SQL query to understand it. For now, I'm just writing it out. Since this class is not for the SQL query, I'm just giving the basic example of SQL query here. So what this query is saying is, list out all the opportunities, ID and account ID from the opportunity object, where the account ID in the opportunity object is found in the account list. Account list is something that we are being passed from this Apex trigger, which is written account. It is giving all the old records of the trigger, of the account object, and that same account object's old records is being processed here. That is as an account list, and it is testing. It is checking that if in any record of the opportunity that has the account ID, so those records only pulled up here. Now let me create one variable here, integer count is equals to 0. That is for counting the number of records. I'll tell you what is the use of it. Now let me run a for loop here for the account object, SCC, and the list of account records. That's going to run all this list of account records for each and every records. Now again run for another for loop for the opportunity. Let's say OPP, the name of this object instance, list of opportunity, which means this list of opportunity. Now run the loop, and here what you have to do is, for every account record, let's test it. If the account ID is equals to opportunity dot account ID, if that is equals, then count it. Count the list of opportunity. Let me just copy and paste that. List of opportunity dot size. I'm going to use this function. So that will count the number of account ID in the list of opportunity. So this is how we are counting. So if that exists there, then what it needs to do is scc dot add error. Scc, since we are placing that error in the account object, that's the reason I'm using this instance. Scc dot add error. This is a function. This is pre-built function in Salesforce ecosystem. Add error. So now I'm going to write the error message. What is the error message? Account cannot be deleted because it has the related opportunity record. Records, it can give the count also. I mean, how many opportunity records are related? Let me just give the count. The use of this count is here. You can avoid this count. I mean, if it finds any related, this is key things here. If account ID is found in the opportunity ID, then it should stop the deletion process. And it is counting the number of opportunity. It is counting the number of opportunity records there in the account object, in associated in one account. How many opportunities are related, it's going to count. So basically, we are going to display those number of opportunities in the account record. But this, you can remove it because it has no use for testing it. Simply this if clause Simply this if clause, if block is testing all these things. Now, what you have to do is just hit save. Schema and opportunity number 5. Opportunity, okay, OPPORT, we are missing T here. Hit save. Typing error. Valid type. What happened here? Okay, integer. Spelling your mistake. Okay. Should not be any mistake now. Let me hit save. Okay. Show your scenario 10. Trigger is ready. Let's go and test it. Now go to the accounts. See if we have any opportunity records related to this. No. For now, let me just add one opportunity record here. Say opportunity name, test, deletion. Amount, say 24,000. There are a couple of the fields, they are required fields. Say 25. Next step, stage is prospecting. These are the required fields. Let me just hit save. I'm just saving time. Okay. Let me just add one more. Paste. Unity. Let's see. 2. Type is existing customer. Amount is 26,000. Now the date is 4th of the January 2023. Stage name is qualification. Hit save. Okay, we have 2 opportunity records. Now go back to the accounts. This is the account we're trying to delete. Go to contact, go to the account and see if there's any deletion button. Let me go ahead and hit delete. Sure you want to delete the account? Yes, I'm sure I want to delete the account. See, it is giving a pop-up message that account cannot be deleted because it has the related opportunity records. This is a typing mistake. You can correct that. Opportunity records, which is 2. I mean, there are 2 opportunity records. That's the reason why you cannot delete the account records. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.